This. It is your first show night ever as a performer. You have a supporting lead. Let's say you have a supporting lead, and you want to impress the audience. You want to impress your castmates. You want to put on a good show for everybody, right? Now, here are going to be 3 tips that I'm going to give you if you want to succeed in that. Now, I understand that there's other ways to do this, and really, you're not necessarily going to be perfect. And that is the first thing. You have to let things go on stage. Now, especially in local theater or high school theater or middle school theater even, obviously, things are going to go wrong. It's just part of whatever. It is part of the game. It's part of performing. And you have to let things go. You cannot sit there when somebody skips a line and then look all over the place, like, confused. You can't just sit there when you miss a line. You have to stay in character no matter what. If you forget a line, I mean, it's terrible, but it's not the worst thing in the world, and you can fix that. Here's how I do it. If I miss a line during a show, then I try to improvise. And if I can't improvise, if I can't think fast enough of a line that's kind of close to it, then I just stay in character and let things flow out. Maybe it makes for a weird moment, but in the end, it's okay. When letting things go and letting something happen that's misplayed or something bad happens on stage, like something that isn't part of the blocking or part of the script or whatever, or a line is said wrong, you have to stay in character. If you start laughing or you start talking or you try to point to whoever you want, if you break character, then people will notice. Most times when you make a mistake, but then you keep going, you keep pushing the story out, then people aren't going to notice. Now, if, let's say, you sit there, you stare right into the audience, they're 100% going to know what mistake you made. But they won't even know if you made a mistake unless you tell them after the show. But, you just got to stay in character, and that is the first tip, especially if you're new to performing and this is your first supporting lead or whatever, first time actually doing lines. Second thing is try to do techniques. Now, I know it's kind of difficult, especially when you're actually performing the show and you don't have any other performances or whatever. You can't fix anything after. But if you think it's part of your character, then I do encourage to try a little tweak, a little something you maybe didn't even think about in rehearsals, or try to do it in rehearsals. Try to do it the second to last rehearsal so you can practice it one more time. That's when you try to bring up new things after memorizing, after locking in your character, after perfecting your character. That's when you try new things. The second last rehearsal, you go in and you don't even need to tell the directors that you're going to do something unless it's something drastic like throwing things into the audience, which I did last show, which is really fun. But if it's not something drastic, maybe a character change, maybe how you emotionally respond to something or whatever during your performance, that's something you could do, and that's something that you could do in the second last rehearsal. They during notes, they're either going to say, I don't really like how you're doing that, can you go back to the other thing? Or they're going to say, that was great, or they're not going to say anything. You do it the last rehearsal, and maybe it's great, or maybe you change your mind on it. But the second last rehearsal, try something new, okay? It doesn't need to be drastic, doesn't need to be throwing things into the audience, but try to do in any role, really. Ensemble, leads, supporting leads, minor roles, whatever. In any type of production, I do this every production. It's kind of like a tradition of mine, is to try new techniques and see how they work. I did it second last rehearsal. Just this last time, I ran down the aisle to start the second half, and I asked my directors, because that's something you have to ask them, if I could throw papers out, because that was part of my character. They were like, okay, yeah, we'll try it. Went well in the second last rehearsal. I did it again in the last rehearsal, and some pretty funny things happened during the show. Now, you have to respect your directors. You can't just be like, oh, I'm going to do it anyway, even if they say don't do that. But try something new. Second last rehearsal. Remember that. Now, during the show, you can feel very nervous, very stressed, very kind of scared, okay? And even as you grow older, it feels like until you're just starting to do shows every single day, if you become professional. However, not a lot of people go professional. I might not even go professional. I probably won't. However, if you're nervous, that's okay during the show. But just try to stay relaxed. Backstage, I don't encourage talking backstage, but maybe if there's like a green room or some room that you are allowed to talk in, then talk to your castmates that aren't in the scene with you, and just kind of relax your body. If you're talking to a castmate, then maybe don't talk about the show a lot during that conversation. Talk about something else, but just stay relaxed. So it keeps your blood flowing, but it kind of calms your nerves, because if you're nervous on stage, and from experience, my first few shows, I messed up lines because I was so nervous that I just couldn't get the words out, even though I was memorized on everything. I couldn't get the words out, and people noticed, because it goes back to the next thing is that I didn't stay in character. So stay relaxed. What I like to do is, I find somebody every time, and I just have a kind of cool conversation about something else that interests both of us, like sports or whatever, really. So just stay relaxed, stay calm, and you will be way better. More relaxed you are, the more confident you are. I keep bringing this up every episode, every video, but the more confident you are, the better your performance will be. And the last thing here I have, those are 3 tips, but the other thing is have fun. Theater is about fun. I don't understand. If you're going to do something in anything, sports, or getting into politics like I am, or acting, if you're doing it, but then you're complaining, or you're kind of nervous or whatever, or you don't really like it, then why are you doing it? Theater is supposed to be fun. It's probably one of the most fun things. It has the best community ever. And I promise you, they're all super welcoming, no matter who you are, no matter how many shows you're in, no matter what. Theater is really, really a welcoming community. So have fun. Make new friends. Theater people are the best people ever. I've met my best friends through theater. So just, have fun, and then do the other 3 things. That's what I'm focusing on. Stay relaxed during your performance. That is all I have for this video. Again, remember to go to the right corner if you want some political content that I'll be posting tonight. And I hope you guys have a wonderful night. And the Blue Jays game is on at 7 o'clock, you guys. We're going to be, hopefully, that's one thing you guys don't know about me. Anyway, have a good night. Focus on these 3 things. Letting things go on stage, try some new techniques, and then stay relaxed. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow.